Okay, so what kind of situation do we currently have on AUD USD? Let's make a full breakdown. So starting from the monthly time frame, what is the situation on the pair? Now on the monthly, what we can clearly see is that the market has created a nice impulse to the downside, followed by the correction and another impulse to the downside. After that, the market made a move to the upside, going to test the previous high. So basically, the pattern that the market has created is low, retracement, lower low, equal high. After that, what do you expect? You expect the market to make a move to the downside to create the inverted head and shoulders and then create the continuation to the upside, basically confirming this inverted head and shoulders. Going down on the weekly time frame, what kind of situation do we have? Now, here on the weekly, we can see that currently the market has created an impulse and a correction. Now, if you want to measure the retracement of the market, so the correction, what are you supposed to be doing? Taking your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse, and what you can see is that the market tested the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement before starting the move to the upside and getting rejected by the high. So we definitely want to see the market create a double top. However, we still don't have any confirmations. In fact, if we go down on the daily time frame, what we can see? We can see that on the daily time frame, even if from the monthly, we want to see the market make the move to the downside for the creation of the right shoulder. So basically to go and test this downside structure, which is the previous daily resistance here, which is now turned support, which would be the area for the creation of the right shoulder. So the area at which we want to target the market for the move to the downside. Even if on the monthly, as we just said, we want to see the market make this move to the downside. On the weekly, we have a market that still has the possibility to complete the impulse correction and impulse, and on the daily has absolutely a bullish structure. So what do we have to wait for before we can be even looking in the first place for any shorting opportunity? Now, before I show you how you have to be approaching AUD/USD and how we will be approaching AUD/USD with students, let's go and give a quick check at what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, what the biggest banks and institutions are currently doing in the market on AUD/USD. What we can see that clearly we went from a situation where we had way more shorts than longs from an institutional perspective on AUD/USD with minus 54K net positions with 103K shorts and 49K longs to a situation where we have more or less the same amount of longs and shorts with minus 694 in net positions, so 44K longs and 45K shorts. So overall, we had a clear shift in the long term from a negative positioning starting to shift to a positive positioning on AUD/USD. And in fact, the market has reacted to the positioning of hedge funds as usual with a huge move to the upside. Now, if we want to see any profit taking on all these longs, what do we need to see? We need to see a clear break of the structure. Until the market will remain above this area, which was the previous daily support here, resistance here, broke to the upside, turned support here. Until the market will remain from a daily closing perspective above this area, we cannot be looking for any shorts because the market can easily and should continue to the upside for the completion of the weekly impulse correction and impulse. So what do we have to do? We have to wait for possibly the market to break this area to the downside, because as usual, trading is reactive, not predictive. So if the market will actually manage to break this structure, at that point, the weekly will have a double top. The monthly, we already know that we want to see the move to the downside. And on the daily, we will have a level of previous very strong support, which is turned very strong resistance. And inside of this area, with students, what we will be doing? We will be monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this area, waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the continuation to the downside and the market to go and test the previous resistance, now turned support. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And I will see you in the next video.